Okay. Hey everybody, it's Shannon. Thank y'all for joining Dating with a Twist again. This is a platform for single, dating, married, just want to get some questions answered about his and hers perspective on things or whatever. So I'm Shannon. I'm single. I started Dating with a Twist, and basically it came to this platform where I wanted to invite some friends, get some questions because I have a lot of questions that I need to be answered. So after the video, I'll drop the video. You guys can go on there, click like, share, and comment. So that's my intro. I'll start with Natasha because you know been here from the beginning. I'll start with you. Whatever, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Natasha. I'm 35, no kids, single, and just here for a great conversation.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nakia. I am 39, two kids, and I am dating.
Okay, y'all can hear me. This is Keith. I'm married, 43 years old. Six girls, all of them 18 or over, except one, 12 year old.
All right, Melissa, you want to go?
Hello, my name is Melissa. I'm 39, single, never been married, no kids, just a dog.
Just a dog. Cool. Must be nice. All right.
He's a lot of work.
All right, Lorenzo.
All right. Lorenzo, 41, got 4 kids, married.
Cool. Miss April.
Hi, I'm April, 43, single, with one child, and I'm just here for the laugh.
Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna jump right in with my first question. This one here was posted, and it kind of interests me. So I just want to see what y'all perspective is, especially now that we have two married guys on the call, which is new. So this one here is: every time me and my boyfriend get into the argument, he always say that I'm disrespecting his authority. What's your opinion on the word authority in a relationship? So I don't know. One of my new people.
I say something.
Okay.
Okay, authority. So when it comes to a situation like that, I guess there's history, of course, between the parties, and they might have a way that they do things. I mean, it doesn't go for everybody. So I figure if he's coming off when he's saying authority, he must have a presence known when he has a particular conversation with his mate that he's basically like the alpha of the conversation. So that's how they do it. So that's what I'm thinking.
Well, she said her boyfriend. So her
Sound like
boyfriend,
he feels
he said
leadership.
that she's questioning his authority.
Authority.
I didn't know a boyfriend had authority.
Yeah, so
So that's what I mean. That's why I wanted to see. You know, what was everybody's opinion? Where does authority fit in a relationship? I don't know. I'm single, so I don't really know. I needed to get y'all input on authority.
What's the situation? Is there a scenario? I mean, like, if y'all live together and y'all paying bills together and making decisions,
so I guess
be a little different, but authority.
So let me so let me think of a situation where someone's authority would be questioned if she wanted to go and buy a brand new living room set. And he said, no, we're not gonna buy a new living room set. I don't really know. I don't know. I've never heard of authority like that in an argument. So I don't know.
I'm gonna say it depends, Shannon, because everybody's situation is different, but there has to be some kind of establishment, basically on the growth of the level of the relationship.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never heard, and this is a question. This is a question that someone obviously had or whatever. So I was stumped because I don't know. I've never heard somebody say that I'm questioning their authority. So I didn't know if it was just me, being, single and independent. If Snoop, have you ever heard, anybody, say that, a female was questioning his authority? I don't know.
No, I haven't. And from the situation you just used, like I'm with LA, it kind of depends. Like if you're going, I mean, it's so much, it's a lot missing in there for me to even put y'all got a account together, y'all living together, y'all not, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you're going out making a big purpose. Of course, that's something we'll have to talk about before we do it. Just can't just go out and do it.
Okay. I don't know. I've never had authority like brought up and everything. So that's why I wanted to get someone's opinion on it, because it didn't make sense to me. But I just thought it was just me being me. Okay. Does anybody else wanna go ahead? I'm sorry.
I said it sounds like to me that it could be a situation where you might have a relationship where one particular person is the breadwinner, like that is the only income. So the other person, I mean, is not bringing in income, and there's really no, like that's the only way I could think about it, because that don't sound like no kind of couple move anyway. That just sounds like somebody.
I didn't feel like, I didn't think that the word authority fit in anybody's relationship anyways. Nobody that's a healthy relationship, the word authority would be, you know what I'm saying? That's your go-to word when we have an argument. So I didn't know if that was something like controlling, when, a man feels like, he's the alpha and you're questioning his, manhood about making decisions. I couldn't relate to it. So that's why I wanted to ask the question or whatever. I could not relate to it because I've never experienced that before. So I don't, in my opinion, the word questioning my authority doesn't even fit in the relationship to me. That's my cue that I probably need to go on and find me somebody else to go and be my
question
boyfriend.
your authority.
Yeah, I don't question my authority. I don't know. So, all right. Well, did anybody else have anything else on that one? Quickly,
Yeah.
it was Storm. Go ahead, Melissa.
Yeah, it doesn't seem quite fitting, especially for a relationship where you're just dating. I mean, even if it is your spouse, there should be no authority from one over the other. It sounds like it's a controlling situation, and if he's showing those signs while dating, they probably shouldn't take it any further. I don't know. I would look at him like he was crazy and then say like, okay, well, we're done. That's my authority.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me, but I like to ask questions because, sometimes I know I can probably be tough. So, all right, we're going to move on to our next question. So the next question is, what makes a man question a woman's loyalty? What makes a man question a woman's loyalty? And for the ladies, that would be on the other, flip that around or whatever. What would make you question a man's loyalty? Anybody want to take that one first?
I'll jump out.
Okay.
I think anytime it's a respect level. So if you feel as a, I can't speak for a female, but as a male, if you feel disrespected, and so, whatever the situation is, you already have an issue with the respect. So if a person doesn't respect you, they're not going to carry you with them like they should. So if that respect level isn't right from off rip, you're going to have lots of issues.
All right. And that will make you question her person's loyalty.
Yeah, if they don't respect you, you think they're going to be loyal?
Right. All right. I agree. Anybody else?
I would say a shift in her character trait. I mean, but that's anybody. If you know your mate and they all of a sudden start acting strange or start doing things and you didn't see a gradual growth in change for that evolution to happen, I mean, that could be something to question, or she to question if anything is going on. Like you say, it all boils down to respect and how they communicate with you. You can communicate through body language, you can communicate through voice, all of that. If things start to change, then yeah, questions come up.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree, because we're habitual people, and when people start going out of habit and doing things that is against their norm is when you start to get suspicious. And that's when I would think that that's when I question loyalty. It's like, well, you're not calling like you do, or you're not moving the way that you used to. So you're looking kind of suspicious. It makes me question their loyalty.
Okay.
I agree.
I concur.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Good. You good, Keith? All right. So then, my next one is, why do people hold on to toxic relationships? A female wrote that she just broke up with her boyfriend and she won't back in. So her relationship wasn't apparently bad enough for them to split up. But now after it's over, she wants back in. So April, I saw your head tilt to the side. So what do you have? Why do people hold on to toxic relationships? She got out of it obviously because it was bad. Now she's feeling lonely. Now she wanna,
That's
get up.
what it is. She's lonely. She feel like she can't get anybody else. That's what it is. Some people, I think some people don't know how to be single. They just jump out of one relationship to another because they feel like they have to be with somebody. Codependent. You gotta have somebody in your life. That's it.
Wow. I got something on that one.
Were you talking or?
No, you can go.
Oh, okay. I think it's a whole comfort thing too. I know a lot of people, they rather deal with someone where they already know they're bull instead of going out there, putting themselves out there to new people and trying to decipher through all their good and bad. Can somebody put their phone on mute? I don't know why I keep hearing the echo. But
LA, that's you. Put your phone. All right, yeah.
But I think that's why a lot of people stay in relationships, in toxic relationships. Just what April stated too. You just don't know how to be alone. Don't know how to just be one with self and enjoy singlehood. But I think a lot of times, people just, it's a comfort level. I've even circled back to a lot of people because, that's what you're comfortable with. You don't have to sit here and, get to know someone again and go through the whole motions again. It's easier, but it's not good for you.
I feel like it's like taking a bath and putting on the dirty drawers you had on yesterday. When you circle back to a bad relationship, Your body is clean, but you're gonna put on these funky pit drawers? No, that's mm-mm. But some people don't see it like that, so it just depends.
I think subconsciously we attract what we put out. The energy, your energy is what you put off into the universe, and that's normally what you're going to get back. So it boils down to those self traits. If I don't love how to love me, I'm gonna get with somebody that can't even show me how to love, and I'm just gonna feed off of this is what I'm used to, because that is what you grew, that evidently that's what you grew up in, that's what you done got used to with yourself, so that's what you're pulling in. It is not about the other person being toxic all the time. Sometimes we draw that energy into us and we don't look at it like that. It's then we start blaming the other person. Oh, this person is negative, this person is, but you're not understanding that you coming from a negative mental state. So what you giving out them pheromones, you giving out that energy. So that's what you drawing in. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I pretty much about to say pretty much kind of what she just said. Like, it's just kind of, you used to it. You know what I mean? You used to that relationship, because the question was, ask the question again. Why do they stay in a toxic relationship?
Yes, so why do people hold on to toxic relationships?
Right. It's like they just kind of used to it. Just won't let go. You know what I mean? For whatever reason.
So is that so? And so I guess this is more geared for the ladies. Well, I'll let you be minute because I know you had something.
So,
Introduce yourself.
yeah, I'm Lawrence. You know,
What's up, Lauren?
this is my my friend Shannon. I can't call her my teen mom anymore, and I'm married. I think it's more. I agree with everybody says, and also it's a mental thing. Also, that person has put you into such a mental state that once you leave them, then they'll come back and tell you you're not gonna find nobody like me. So you might as well just come on back. And that goes both ways on the woman and the man, because verbal abuse is not just a man thing; it's a woman thing also. So it can go both ways.
So with that being said, or whatever, ladies, do you think is it true that as females, because of course our women population outnumbers the men population, do you think that we become comfortable with having some piece of relationship, no matter if it's dysfunctional, than having no relationship at all?
I can agree with that, because I would say I was that person until I got to know me. I didn't have the understanding of who I was as an individual. And until you reach that state, you willing to put up with anything, because that's just where you are in life. And whether it's the good or the bad, again, it comes back to your train of thought and your thinking. If you thinking that woe is me, the world is against me, I got this situation going on, I got that situation going on, you're going to continue to put yourself in negative situations and negative relationships. And then you wonder about the outcome. So for me, I had to get to that place of self-love and self-understanding before I could even see another man, if that makes sense. And I'm not talking about just seeing a man from the surface, but seeing the man for who he is and what, right, and feel that love and that energy coming from him.
Cool.
So let me slide in this conversation piece. I'm DJ, y'all know who I am. I'm the boo to Shannon and the wife to Lawrence. It goes back to Shannon's first question with the authority situation. Authority is a form of manipulation. We've all been either in this situation. I've had a girlfriend or friend that said, why do they stay? Because somebody has had the authority on them mentally and emotionally to make them feel this way. And so if I'm struggling, but he has made me or she has made him or her feel a certain way, they stay. And that's where I'm gonna use me to a male, because I've been in this type of relationship before. He may have never used the word authority, but he showed the word authority. An arrogant man is going to say the word authority in an argument, but their actions speak authority. When they say, what you going to do? Who going to love you? You don't put up on this way. You done did this. You struggling. You got 3 kids. All of us have heard our experiences in some form. If you haven't experienced, you had that girlfriend that experienced it. You've had that guy that experienced, like Lauren said. I've had male friends who stayed in marriages because they wanted to be there for their kids, but their wife verbally abused them. That's authority. That's toxic relationships. So
But that boils down to you allowing that. You
right, and you
taking that in, you sucking on that energy. Nobody can have control and authority over you unless you give them that power.
And it goes back to what you said.
What Lauren said, it goes back to your mental state and where your understanding of who self is. If you don't have that understanding, you're gonna continue to go into a spiral in negative situations and negative relationships.
And because by day I do case management coaching, and when I'm talking to ladies, they'll say, Ms. BJ, but it's hard out here doing it alone. But it's hard out here doing it with them. Like, you can pick your battles. You know, it's cliche, but you could do bad by yourself. You're doing bad with him, you could do bad without him. Like, but why do they keep going bad? Because it gives them a piece of something to brag about, even if they're lying to themselves.
It's not. I don't think it's working for me. I've just been single for so long till.
Let that eyebrow down. Give me some feedback.
Come on, April. Me and April together.
Well, I just want to say, a lot of women just like to say they got a man. You know, they think it's cute. They don't care if the Negro got one eye and bad groceries. He's 43 and bad groceries at Publix. I mean, they don't care. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that. That's an honest living, but I'm just saying they don't care.
It's better have a piece of
That's
man than no man at all.
I don't know about that.
They don't care.
What's your thought, then, Lorenzo? What's your thought?
Well, I'm just feeding back on what she said, because she said, I don't think a lot of women care. Now, of course, you know, I grew up, it's always better to have something than nothing. Now, I'm going to follow back up with, I say women do care. I think women are really, really specific in what they actually want from out of a man. And at the end of the day, you may not even fit the criteria to actually be evaluated, to be welcome to be another person's partner. So what I mean by that is sometimes you're prejudged based on your life circumstances and your criteria of what you have going on at the moment. Like a person could be like, oh man, there's a bagger boy right there in Publix. He's working, he's getting his hours, he's doing this thing, but he's overseen because it's not something that some females would actually entertain. Even though he's making an honest living, even though he's doing right by trying to get his own money, not stealing from nobody or robbing, you just don't fit in her criteria. So that's how I feel about that.
Is this a part-time job? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm 43 and I have a mortgage, a car note. I mean, I have not been single all these years to hook up with somebody who bag groceries. If I'm out there and I got a 5-year plan and I'm moving on up in the world, you should be too. Like, okay, you bag groceries, but what's your next step? That's the point I'm making. I don't want anybody bagging groceries and complacent at bagging groceries in your 40s. And everything happens in the world of Corona. A lot of people probably had to start over with careers. So, I mean, I get it, but what's your plan? What's step 2? What's point B
Gotcha. All right. Did anybody else have anything?
I wanted to say something back on that real quick.
Okay.
I got what she said, your plan B. But the thing is, well, it seems to me from when she said she's not going to basically go that route with the person, but then it seems like she's saying she will if you have a plan B. So basically, are you saying it's accepted if you have future goals, or are you saying it's not accepted because of where you are in life at the moment? Those are two different answers you're giving.
No, I said what I meant. You interpret it however you interpret it. But I said what I meant.
Well, I'm confused. I'm just trying to understand what you said, because you said, I'm just trying to understand, because you said that if he was at Publix, you said that that wouldn't be for you. But then you said that if he has growth, if he has a plan, then that's something you can deal with. That's what you said, unless I understood you wrong.
So initially, I wouldn't even give him the time of day. And he could be a diamond in the rough. But that's me. I missed out.
Okay.
Well, for one, when I go to the grocery store, I can't holler at nobody. I'm trying to get my groceries and go home. So if it's meant to be, we'll meet in a different situation. So,
Yeah. Gotcha. All right, so my next question is, and this is just one that, since we have two married guys on the call tonight, usually we have like a mixture of married and single, but since we have two married guys on, my question for everybody is, who do you go to for relationship advice? So do married people get advice from married people? Do single people get advice from married people? Someone that is dating, someone else is single? Who do you get your advice from?
Well, I'll probably get mine most of the time if I need it, be from my pastor. I got a couple of, probably one more other person, but other than that, that's where I get my advice when needed. But it seems that everyone comes to us for marital advice. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? So Lorenzo, you're married. Who do you go to for advice? Do you have like a homeboy, that you go to? The guys y'all get together at the football game, pep rally, or
I got 3 people I go to. 3 people.
Okay.
I go to my dad. I actually go to pastor, and I go to Keith.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? So let me hear from somebody that's single. Who do you go to for your advice?
I go to my parents. My parents have been married for 47 plus years, or been together for over 47 years. So whenever I've had a relationship questions, I usually go to them on how they had dealt with that in the past. And usually what a man is thinking, I used to always go to my dad like, all right, you're a man. What does this mean? But usually it's my parents.
Okay.
I go to friends. My parents are divorced, and yeah, no. But I'll go to friends for, some opinions and sound advice. Some of them, who to go to, who will give you, what you need to hear. But as far as if I was married, I don't think I would go to anyone single, because they're not in my situation. So why would I go to them for their advice? So, and a pastor, of course, but that's my take on it.
Yeah. Anybody else?
None of y'all went to Steve Harvey?
Did you say Steve Harvey?
I got my husband by Steve Harvey.
I tend
And
to.
serious, no. I'm I was gonna say, it wasn't that I got my advice from Steve Harvey, but it made me understand my worth. And like going back to what Nikhil said, when you're in toxic relationships, it was about me and it was my vibes. When I changed my vibes, then I was like, okay, let me grow up. Let me put some dollar signs on who I am as a person. So not Steve Harvey. Yeah, I read the book. I tried to say, okay, you know, we're going to do this 90-day rule. That shit went out the window. But it made me grow up. The reading of the book made me grow up. It made me find myself. Nakia?
Here lately, I've been going to me, and I say me because I sit out on my patio. That's where I do most of my thinking and my downtime, my self time. But I go to my mate, and I go to BJ now. Because if I'm having problems and I don't take the time to see it from his perspective, whatever situation we got going on, I mean, we still gonna have the initial problem. So we sit down, we talk it out. We can agree to disagree, but and then I go to God again. That's when I'm back there on my patio and it's just me. But then, like I said, I'm dating, so my goal is marriage. So I'm not going to talk to a single person about a marriage situation. I am going to my married friends, which is, and right now the only positive couple that I see is BJ and Lawrence.
And they so dysfunctional. You need to pick your people.
Hey, but
I'm just saying.
Either you're single or married, you're gonna need to go somebody that's gonna tell you the truth, not what you want to hear, because that is not gonna help you out at all. That's all I got to say about that. Because people will tell you what you want to hear, and that will not get you through your situation.
You know what's funny to me is when people give you advice about your relationship or the way that you should be doing things, and they don't use their own advice. So I've known a couple people that are very judgmental when it comes to someone else's business, but I tend to fall back and I observe you're not taking your own advice when you're faced with the same situation. So that's one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to ask the question, is because people need to be aware, be careful of who you're going to for advice, especially if you're not even being true to yourself. Like, if you telling me something, I should be able to reciprocate that to you when you're going through the same exact thing, and you should be able to receive. Simple as, if not, then you can't give me advice.
I agree. And there are times where if I'm in a relationship and I have a friend or even say like a sibling that asks relationship advice, you know, I try to give it, but I don't always feel like it's appropriate when I'm not in a relationship. So I'm like, well, obviously it didn't work for me, so maybe I shouldn't be giving you the same advice because, hey, look, I'm single, so.
But I don't think that people cannot get positive feedback from a single person, because they could have been in a situation or a relationship. You know, that just because you're not married doesn't mean you can't give good advice. You could have been in that situation and give some advice that helped them. So, but I agree, Shannon, because there's some married couples that I know, and they can't do nothing. I wouldn't listen to any advice from them.
You got something, Lorenzo?
It's something that he's saying.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to say something about, as far as for single people giving, following up on married people, to give them advice. For many, many, many years, as we know, the #1 talk show host ever, Oprah. Oprah's never been married. A lot of people have went to Oprah, of course, for marriage advice. Oprah's been with the same guy for like 30, 40 years. Never been married. But I think a lot of people, they're drawn on who they think is successful. They may not know the background personally of a person, but for me to go to Oprah and ask Oprah about marriage issues, you may have wisdom because of the person you have come to be. But if you have never been in that situation, how is your information going to benefit me? Because you haven't been through my trials and tribulations, because you haven't been a part of that. You can give information all the time, you know, based on how you feel, because that's basically what she's doing, is giving on how she feels about a situation. But she has never, ever been part of that situation. But people accept her marriage advice. So I don't know.
So
and
just
I can kind of relate to that.
Because she doesn't have a legal document, she can't give you any good advice.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
So
What he's trying to say
Because
is the fact
she's
that
never been married. You said she's never been married, so she can't give you any advice because she has not been in that situation. So
No.
she's been in a relationship. She said herself, she said she didn't need to be married, and she's been with that person for 40-something years. So that doesn't mean she can't give you any good advice.
I think you missed what I was saying, because I didn't say that. What I was saying is people look at her for advice, even though she has never been married. That's what I said.
So let me so here's my take on it. I'm 43. I'm single. Been single for a long time. I am probably the only single person that I know, except for the people that's on this call, which is the reason why I started, you know, having these calls and everything, to try to build that relationship from single people dating and married, so we have our questions answered in different perspectives and everything. So I've never been married before, but all of my married friends, they do come to me and they ask me for advice. My advice is not about their relationship stuff. It's about you and let's talk about the issue, and let me explain from either from a female's perspective, when it's a man that's coming to me or whatever, a married man that's coming to me or whatever. So let's talk about the issue. Let me give you a female's perspective. Giving advice, no, but I will say, let's talk about it together, because I feel like, you know, it's like homework. You're doing your research. So sometimes what I find or whatever with a lot of guys that my male friends, and I'm single, they come to me and they ask me questions because they need to understand. So when we talk about it, I can't talk to her like we're arguing. Every time I talk, she starts yelling, or it turns into an argument. So then I'm that female. Run it. Let's talk about it, and I'm gonna give you my perspective on it and everything. Not necessary advice. However, if I am giving some advice, it's to that person's character. What part of it can you do better? Because that's the part I can speak on. No, I've never been married before, but the person is two individuals, and the individual that's asking me a question, I give my advice, or I give my wording, my rebuttal to what they're asking me, based on that person, not necessarily their marriage. I've never been married, but I give good advice.
And I'll come to you every day of the week, baby, if I need to.
I give good advice, and it's fair. And I think a lot of it is misunderstanding, and that's, you know, so, and that's what this is all about, is getting another person's perspective or whatever, so that I can have takeaways, because I want to be dating, I want to be married, but I need someone else's perspective. So some of the questions that I ask are personal, and some people give me, but it's good thing to know, so that I have an understanding from both sides. Or as a female, I want to know, am I the only one that have these thoughts or questions or things like that? So I'm not Oprah, but I do give good advice to the person's character.
And that makes sense. You just hear a lot of people, complaining like, oh, you're going to your girlfriends and they telling you to leave and da 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 da. So you just have to decipher, you know, who is going to be in your corner and be, honest with you and tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, and, have your relationship and also that individual in their best interest. So.
Yeah. So my feed to that or whatever, and this is just, it might be against guy code and everything. So when you guys hang out, and I'm asking females too, when you guys hang out, do y'all, you guys don't talk about, man, my girl, my wife, or whomever, man, she tripping, and then y'all get together or whatever? Because a perfect example, one of my friends was going through a divorce. And he was saying that he was talking to some of his homeboys, and my homeboy went through this, and my homeboy went through that, and everything or whatever. And I was like, who is your homeboys? Because what they telling you is absolutely insane. Do you guys get together? I mean, you might be taking your last comment or your last, advice from the pastor or from somebody else, but do you guys get together and y'all have these conversations as a man group? And I'm gonna ask it to the females too. I already know the answer. But tell Trina to come on in here. Guys, do y'all, is this against man code? Do y'all have these conversations?
I missed it because my screen had blanked out. I didn't hear what you said. What happened?
I was saying, do you guys get together, like when you're going through something, when y'all hanging out? I know that you said you get your advice from your pastor, but when you guys get together, do y'all, communicate or whatever, and man, my girl tripping, or my wife, man, she tripping, she did this, and this, and then they give their feedback, and you be like, man, shoot.
Nah, I don't.
No?
Nah, I can't recall. No. The only thing I can recall is if somebody personally hit me up, asking me about a situation or the case may be, but to get with the homeboys and talk about the wives, like, nah.
You saying that because Trina's standing next to you?
She ain't even. She gone.
Oh, I'm just checking. I'm just asking. Because I seen the hair come in the picture, so things get filtered. No.
And he muted himself.
Renzo, do you go to your homeboys and be like, man, listen, this female crazy? You muted. Hold on.
All right, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
It depends, because sometimes it all depends on the person, the vent. And for me personally, it just depends who I'm comfortable with venting to. So like I said, I only go to like 2 people. So the 2 people that I actually vent to, I would tell them basically the picture, because I don't want to leave anything out, because I want to know how a person's going to feel, but you got to give them the whole gut of the situation. So I put it out there, and let them know. That way, if I'm wrong, I take my wrongs. I've been wrong before, I've been wrong plenty of times before. But at the end of the day, if you give somebody the whole truth about the situation, a person with wisdom and understanding about what they may have been through it and might have handled it different from you, and you might have just took it the wrong way, which caused it to spiral. So it's always great to have that person to vent to, and it helps.
Yeah. All right, ladies, we throwing a party. We got our mimosas. We got our drinks on our sex on the beach drinks with our black straws. We venting. We talking about the dudes or whatever. What we doing? How do you know what goes on at a girl party? We don't, when we get together.
For me, it's based on topic. It's never, the only person, again, that I have really talked in depth to about the person that I'm dating right now is BJ. But me and BJ, when we get together, we talk, but we don't, it's never from a negative place. She'll tell me when I'm wrong, which is awesome, and vice versa. But the one thing about it is I'm never going to talk about my other half in a negative way. And, you know, because you don't want to put that out in the atmosphere. Again, everybody's perspective is different. And I know he tell me all the time, you are never at 0. You go from 45 to 100 and you already there. So I don't have that leeway. You know, I'm already on defensive most of the time. So I kind of teeter-totter and I bounce it off of somebody that I know is going to tell me the truth. Regardless of how harsh and how rough it comes, I know that it's going to be the truth. And I'm going to be like, okay, I understand. I get it now. Because going and talking to your girlfriends, we talk when I'm with my girlfriends, because everybody ain't your real friend. That's one thing we gotta understand. You can't discuss everything with everybody. But when I'm in a room with girlfriends, yeah, I talk about scenario-based stuff, if that makes sense. And it's not always about the relationship that I'm in now. It could be about a past relationship, but because this is the topic that we on, oh yeah, I done been there, I done done that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we do that.
Gotcha. Anybody else? No? All right, well, I have one more question, and then we're gonna end the call. This is more first for the guys and then for us ladies to give the reason why. So which one of these phrases scare men the most? I got a question, or we need to talk. Which one of those phrases scare you guys the most? We need to talk, or I got a question. Come on, Lorenzo, I see you laughing.
Probably, we need to talk.
We need to talk.
Yes.
We need to talk. So why? Why does that scare you?
Body language.
Two options you gave.
Huh?
That's the two options you gave me.
The options that we gave him?
I say that's the two options you gave me.
So ladies, have y'all ever like went to your man and was like, hey, I got a question? Or hey, we need to talk. What does that mean? What is it? I'll let y'all answer. What?
I need clarification. I need clarification on a few things. You don't.
Or you got your clarification already. We need to talk.
See, that's how I was gonna wait. That's what I was gonna wait. I wanted to see what everybody is, because for me on everything, I already know the answer. I just need to know you're gonna be truthful about it. So is that so? Is there a difference between the two questions?
Yes.
I got a question, or hey, can we talk?
Yeah, there's a difference.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
I would think that I have a question precedes we need to talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it so in y'all experience and everything, has it always followed behind has the phrases met the hype? Like, is it always usually that's what it is? Like, we're gonna have a rough night. Is that what it is?
I mean, not necessarily. It's not going to be a rough night, but there's something that, you know, some revelations came about, or you have, like Nakia said, you just need some clarification on something. Something may have been on my mind, and I'm just pondering on it and stewing on it, and it's like, okay, we need to talk about this. So,
I'm with her. It don't always have to be a negative thing, because if you have somebody you dealing with that is goofy just like me, I'm gonna walk in the room and be like, hey, we need to talk. And it could be something totally off the rip. It just depends on the person that you with and how y'all communicate with each other.
They've been hanging out with their toxic girlfriends. We need to talk.
I don't know. I'm just asking. It just seemed like that was like when people were being polled or whatever, and they was asking, so which one of these phrases scare you the most? It was like both. Like, cause I already know it's gonna be something crazy.
Well, I think it's a two-step process depending on how you answer. So if a person's telling you that we need to talk, they might have their information already. Now they're looking for your information and they're trying to put two and two together. I have a question means the jury's still out, because depending on how you answer that question is going to lead to the next measure.
That's good, bro.
That's good. Keith,
And
you ever had Keith,
one
you
thing I
ever
had-
had one of those? You ever had one of those moments where, yeah, bro, we need to talk?
Yeah, but I think for me, one thing I had to learn, and people used to tell me this for years, but I never caught on to it, because to me, again, I was used to speaking the way that I speak. So tone plays a lot of it as well. And if you come in the room and you all serious, hey, we got to talk, then that already starts the process. But if you come in there and be like, hey, we need to talk, then I'm kind of like at ease, like, all right, what we talking about now? So it just, again, to me, I guess it depends on how it's used and how you coming at me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
One thing I do hate is when somebody tell you that they want to talk to you about something, and then you have to sit there and wait forever to talk about it. If you want to talk about something, tell me then and we'll talk about it. But don't say, hey, I got to talk to you about something later. I cannot stand that.
Oh,
Sitting
okay.
there all day trying to figure out what it is that they want to talk about, what's on their mind or whatever. So if you come with that, please let's have some time to talk about it then and there. Do not hit me with that and then say, oh, we'll talk about it later.
Right. So
Natasha, oh yeah, I'm 100% with her. I feel the same. I've been like this all my life, because I'm impatient when, especially if you come at me that way, because this could be serious, this may not be serious, but you brought it up. So why
Right.
why not continue? And it irritates me. That's one of them things that get under my skin. If you say we need to talk and it was already brought up, you already were thinking about whatever it is you need to talk about. So why are we holding back?
got it. So don't call you at 2:00 while you at work and say, hey, we need to talk, and you don't get home till 8.
No work will get done.
Okay. Anybody else had anything? Anybody had any questions? We got maybe 3 more minutes or whatever thing. Anybody else a question that they want to answer?
I would like to ask the married men a question. It's really important.
Here come your brother.
Yeah. Come on, come through. Come on, Bear. Come on, Lawrence. So
Really, you gonna use my government and my other name too?
She put you out there, Lawrence.
I'm used
All
to
right.
it. So is it important, or is it a deal breaker that your significant other and your family don't necessarily get along?
Ooh,
Mm.
ooh, boy, we might need another segment for that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it is a deal breaker, because guess what? Y'all about to become a blended family. You're bringing your family to meet the other family, and everyone is going to have to get along. You might not have to like each other, but y'all have to get along.
Wait, while Lorenzo dropped off, he must be had family. He had family in the room. So what happened?
I don't know.
He dropped.
He said, I'm out.
All he had to say is that he didn't want to answer the question. Let me see. This he come.
Because with my current in-laws, unfortunately, I love their dysfunctional asses, and they accepted me for all of my
Issues.
Yeah, issues, from always having a bottle in my hand.
Being antisocial.
I'm not antisocial. I just sit back and watch everybody. And
No, you antisocial when you first meet people. Yes, you are.
I have to doggone feel out what everybody is and their position and everything like that, so I know how to come at people. I'm just not gonna just jump out there, hey, I'm bare. This way it says no.
So while he's trying to come back into the room, Keith,
Can you hear me?
how did it?
Yeah, we hear you, Rizzo. We just don't see you.
You don't see me? Okay.
No, we don't see you.
Here we
There
go.
you go. So we were just questioning. I was worried. I was the only one that was on here that was worried about you. You dropped.
The broadcast dropped.
Okay, because I was gonna say all you had to do is say you didn't want to answer the question. I didn't know if you had family in the room with you or whatever. So okay, it's good. Glad you're back. We still on the same question. We still on the same question though.
I'm here. I didn't drop off. I'm right here.
Okay. All right. So Snoop, she was asking you or whatever. So how was it with you, family? And Trina come with a lot of family. I know her family.
How was it? I mean, no issues at all. We just came right in. I mean, you know her personality, and so I mean, she just fit in with the family. Everybody all good. Never had no.
Your family,
Mm-hmm.
and her family.
Right. Well, as far as that go, the fact that my family not here, my family is, you know what I mean, most of my family in Atlanta, Chicago area, so none of them really here. So they never was around each other like that besides the wedding time and the time we went on the cruise. So they're not really around each other like that.
Okay. So I want to be clear. My question is not specifically about spouses, your current situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about in general when you were dating, or if you were, when you were out there and you were dating, and I don't know, some people tend to bring people around their family and some people just don't. So my question is, how was it? Was it an issue when your family just didn't? I'm not gonna say your entire family, but say, let's talk about mamas and sisters. If y'all have mothers and sisters, was it important if say you had 5, your mama and 4 sisters, was it important that at least 3 of your sisters like your spouse and your mama, or how does that dynamic work?
Absolutely not. I really didn't care. I never was in that situation, but if I was in that situation today, I mean, I really wouldn't care. My life, my wife. I know you ain't say spouses, but I mean, that's just that. Love it or leave it. Simple as that for me.
So April, I know you and your mom really close or whatever. If you bring Jody and your mom was like, I don't like him. I don't like Jody.
I don't know. I think my parents would like anybody who I like. As long as they treat me well, that's the most important part. My dad, I mean, people, my dad would probably find something wrong with them just because I'm his baby girl. That's how daddies are. And nobody will ever be good enough. But they would respect my decision, so they would treat them well.
Cool. Melissa, what about you?
I think it would be, well, I don't think it would be a deal breaker if I didn't get along with the other person's family. I mean, I have had an experience in the past where I didn't like members of like a boyfriend's family, and I told, my boyfriend, and I'm like, you have to deal with him. And I was like, because you won't be the same thing. But I would be cordial because I was brought up, that to not be rude. So I would always be polite. But, I didn't always want to, go places if I know this particular family member was going to be there because he was just disrespectful. But I know at this point, when it comes to my family, my sisters are pretty much the last ones that I think I would introduce somebody to, because they are the harder critics than my parents. And kind of like the same, I'm the baby of the family. My mother, because I'm 39, I'm single. Both my sisters have partners and kids, and I don't. So my mom she's pretty much like, I met this guy at the grocery store. I met this guy at the post office. So I think that she would be okay with everybody. But my father, no, he has great expectations.
Cool. Cool. All right. Did anybody else have anything? No. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys giving me an hour of y'all day. Again, it's a lot of good takeaways from my married people, from my single people, from my dating people. So I appreciate everybody, you know, coming together and being open. Sometimes it's not easy, you know, coming out and being truthful about, you know, the do's and don'ts and the woes of dating and marriage and everything. So I appreciate everybody's time. I hope everybody come back next Sunday. Again, if anybody has any questions, send them to datingwithatwist@gmail.com. Again, this video will be posted on Facebook, Dating with a Twist. Click like, share it. See you guys. Continue to be safe.
Bye.
Don't hang up yet. Don't hang